April is Autism Awareness Month, and today we chat with parents who are raising a child with autism. Shortly after this,
he can now better interact with other children because of his sister. And because Sissy's always asking him, come, and mommy, I want for AJ. And then she'll say, come, let's go, AJ. And she'll direct him and teach him and say, don't worry, it's okay, come, let's go. And that in itself, having a child that doesn't know anything about anything.
April is World Autism Awareness Month, and the aim is to take measures to raise awareness about persons with autism throughout the world. Now, we do our part, but perhaps we could start off with my guests in studio this morning. Good morning, Bronwyn.
Good.
How are you?
Good.
Muso,
Yeah, Mama.
I've heard about you.
Yeah.
I heard about you.
I'm out here.
And I heard so much, I thought I knew you. But I'm
Yeah,
sure we passed at some point.
one way or another.
Lovely to meet you nonetheless.
Thank you so much.
So, let's start off with the first time you realized that Nana Une autism or the child is autistic.
Well, you know, like when you have a child, they're supposed to reach certain milestones at a certain age. And when you're sitting with a bunch of other moms who have these kids that are hitting those markers, then you're like, how? We're still here. And then you start asking yourself, am I a bad mom? Like, am I a bad dad? Am I, like, what are we doing wrong? Because at 2 already, you're supposed to have an interaction and engagement. Your child's supposed to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn this until he was about 3.5. And I was just like, no, it's just a
Delayed speech.
It's delayed speech, and it's just a developmental problem. It's
Yeah.
not a
So fast.
it's not me, you know. We'll see how it goes. And then you have a parent like a parent who's in denial.
Yeah.
Oh no, my child could never.
Yeah.
You know,
We don't have it in our family.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then it was like, oh, okay. So you left with these questions because you've never had to. Because if you've got nephews and nieces, which I'm sure we all do, and they reach these peaks, you already know that this is what we're supposed to hit. So then you start asking yourself, okay, what am I doing differently? And then you start, okay, let me see what I can do and find via Google. Because then now Google is your friend.
Yeah.
You start going and asking yourself, okay, I started Googling the behaviors. And I started Googling
And
how
you're
he plays.
identifying it.
Yes, so I'm seeing how he's interacting, not just with myself, but with things around us in the house, how he's playing with toys. If you remove the toys, is it linear, is it singular, is he playing alone, how his body language, what he's trying to say. And then there's also the frustration that comes with, oh my goodness, this child can't communicate the way other children can communicate at this age, but he's trying.
Frustration.
I want to bring Musa in on this one because it's one thing to recognize milestones not reached, and then that delay period where you're thinking, it's just speech delay. And I know of a kid who started speaking basic words and then regressed in the language development, and they said, oh, that's normal, traumatic events do that, because we talk away the possibilities, we talk them away, right?
Yes.
We do. It's another thing to educate our immediate community, and I'm talking family, from innocent and quote unquote jokes to how do I protect my child,
Because it can be traumatic as well.
from the insensitivity of our ignorance as just the immediate community. We're not even going outside, we're just talking our family, for family gatherings, and the comparison with the nieces and the cousins. How did you address this? Because I'm assuming, oh, moms are over. Oh, mom's vele, but you're expected to be cool about it.
Nah, I get what you mean. Honestly speaking, I'm more of an action-oriented person. So if anything, we do try and get some level of help. We do believe in Googling and finding out, if not asking people. So that was the first main plan of action for us, was to, okay, let's find out where we can get help, how we can get help, understand how we can help him communicate better, because we could always see the frustration in him because he couldn't respond or get a certain reaction from what he wants. Or if we're not attentive, or his immediate environment is not attentive to his needs, then he will be then lashing out or whatever. Then that becomes a hard part in actually being able to center yourself in order to understand where he's first coming from.
Now there's a beauty in the story. Kids on the spectrum will force you to react, to really go into yourself, to find your compassion, to like, if you are not patient, you will learn patience.
Indeed.
And I find them to be the most loving children, because they are unable to communicate in the conventional way. They found ways to affirm.
Yes, they do. They are actually very, very intelligent, and their IQs are extremely high. So it takes a lot for you, because now we had to learn that it's also the way we speak. So the way we communicate is not necessarily, because as we were, we weren't gentle parented. Like, you know, growing up, like, you didn't get you were getting these, or you were getting this. And at some point you even had to go and get your own punishment.
And the look doesn't work here. The look that you knew meant, let me go, let me stay, doesn't work. It might be met with a kiss even.
And the thing is, I've had to learn how to speak and speak in a certain way that is not just in a way where he can understand me, but it's also communicating to his level. And we also had to learn how to come down to his level, not to speak down to him, but to speak to him in a way where he can see me and I can see him and he can understand.
Which is essentially what communication is.
Exactly.
If that message comes across and is received. Now we come into the broader society with its expectations and the linear measurements that are put in place. Was this your first child?
This is not our first child together.
Yeah.
But it is my first experience in this completely.
And
because I found them this way when I joined them.
Beautiful.
As a family.
The story gets better.
Yeah. I'm not his biological father.
Listen.
Clear that up. But
I have a special.
I've taken part in his life.
I have a special place for stepfathers that step up when they listen. Okay, you do. Change script, right? All right.
Drops bomb.
Coming back to myself.
So, yeah.
You are the father he knows.
Yes.
That he's growing up around.
Yeah.
You are the reflection of what a man is to him. And you've had to learn in the blended family situation.
Yes.
How are the other siblings towards him?
His sister she is like fire. She gets him to be more aware and cognizant of social cues, which he did not previously understand. So in terms of interacting with other kids, he can now better interact with other children because of his sister. And because Sissy's always asking him, come, and mommy, I want for AJ. And then she'll say, come, let's go, AJ. And she'll direct him and teach him and say, don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. Come, let's go. And that in itself, having a child that doesn't know anything about anything, she's just being herself. She will then say, mommy, anytime she does anything, and one for AJ, mommy, okay. And then if she can really see, she says, oh, and then while at school, they go to the same school. She came back and she said, and mommy, see AJ too. And I got one for AJ, and we played on the slide together. So she will actively go and fetch him and seek him out and see where he's at to make sure he's okay. And she's younger than him, mind you.
Kids will fix this world.
They help each other up as well.
So whenever she's being out of hand, because obviously now you've got two different
ways. Through different stages of
So when we have to parent her, it's a way of, okay, so she knows that AJ gets medication, and then she says, Mama, did you give AJ his meds? Where's AJ's medicine? Yeah, so she will do that, and then she'll say, okay. And then when she's being naughty or whatever, he'll say, no, Mommy, I don't like it. And we've now learned that when we discipline, we discipline in a different way.
Sure. I'm out of time. I needed an hour for this conversation because we haven't even gone into finding an appropriate school, building a support structure, to help AJ become an independent adult, because you won't always be around, and society is not as
accommodating. I will say that.
Yeah.
So, what, in parting shot, if there's one thing you could have as a disclaimer, whether you're going to a mall or a family gathering, for people to know when it comes to people with autism, what's that one message you'd want to leave us with?
If anything, they're really smart. If anything, they don't need pity in that sense. They're very self-independent individuals. Respect their space when they need it, and everything will be fine.
I won't add a word to that.
No, they're really independent, and all they want is for you to just understand and accommodate them. That's it.
Responsible podcast citizen.
Wasn't ready.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You have no idea.
We avoid anything that could be harmful to children.
But God is good all the time.
You don't believe in that?
Even that video I saw you posted last week, you used the phone.
I use my phone.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
I keep telling people sponsored by cell phone. People don't believe me.